All right. Good morning, everyone. Looks like I chose the wrong day to wake up late. Usually we get up at like 8 or 9 or so. But this morning, my wife, my toddler, and I we slept in until like 10:30. And as soon as I got up, I was blown up with the notifications about this latest news from ZOS. So we've been waiting for quite a while now for new information on the layoffs and the effect they're going to have on the studio. And honestly, this article is so jam packed with both like copium and doomerism that I don't know what to think. And I wanted to get in front of you guys and start covering it as soon as I possibly could. So thus the impromptu live stream. But I am going to record this and make it into a video later today. But I thought, I'm going to be recording anyway. Like, why not go ahead and get on stream too to cover this? Because I know you guys are going to want the information as soon as possible. And I mean, not to be too conceited here, but you're also going to want my analysis on what this all means. So, good morning and welcome. Uh, Morning, RV carts, Bill, Nikki, the poo sprayer. Did I really just read that out? That is your actual name. Sooners, Doomers, Copers. I mean, we're all in the in the in the same boat right now, guys. But thank you for being here. This is just out this morning. We have Nick Giacomini letting out a letter indicating that basically everything everyone wants is going to be delayed, and all the things no one cares about are still coming. So yeah, I'm gonna try to take a sort of objective approach to this. But I'm also gonna be honest, right from the get-go, this does not look particularly good. Um, Mainly because people are not going to want to wait. I I don't know what this really means for the future of the game and its overall health and trajectory and everything. It actually looks pretty good, but repeatedly, what I see over and over again is people saying, "We just want class reworks," and now class reworks are delayed until the beginning of next year, which is, 5 months from now. So, we're not gonna get the thing that everyone wants for at least 5 months. Okay, well, with that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and start recording, and because I only have 1 monitor, you get to see my whole OBS setup, it's very special. We're gonna start recording, and we're gonna get into this. So we do have a new letter out from Nick Giacomini, the game director at the Elder Scrolls Online. We've been waiting for this for weeks now, ever since the layoffs occurred, and they said there would be a roadmap coming soon. And now, finally, the roadmap is here. So we're going to go through this whole article, this whole letter. We're going to go through some of the comments that have already sprung up on the forums. And of course, this is live, so whatever you guys have to say, do also jump in here in the chats. But this is titled A Message from ESO's Game Director. And here we go. Read a community letter from Nick Giacomini about upcoming adjustments, season updates, and our commitment to the future of ESO. And it begins thusly. When we announced seasons in January, we promised you a new era of transparency. Part of that promise is being open with you as our studio evolves. Recently, we've been through a number of organizational changes and departures of teammates who helped shape the Elder Scrolls Online. We are profoundly grateful for everything that contributed to the game and the community we've built together. And I'll be honest, this is just real corporate this is just I just woke up, guys. I'll be honest, this is really just corporate boilerplate for like the first half of the letter, but it does get into some actual information, I promise. At the same time, we've seen a lot of questions about what these changes mean for ESO. So let me be clear. ESO is here to stay, and our team is dedicated to the future of this game. Our focus hasn't changed. It is continuing to grow the Elder Scrolls Online and build upon the world millions of players call home. Moving forward, I'll be leading the studio alongside longtime ZOS veteran Josh Henderson. You'll hear more from Josh. Excuse me. You'll hear more from Josh soon. But I want you to know that our shared passion for ESO remains as strong as ever. We love this world, we love the community, and the fire in our team to continue building it burns just as fiercely today as it always has. I really gonna try to withhold the comments till we get to the end, but I really don't feel like the fire has been burning fiercely recently. Let's hope the fire burns more fiercely now. But moving on. And he addresses the BGS collaboration that's going on. We're also entering a new chapter of collaboration across Bethesda. By working more closely with Bethesda game studios across the Elder Scrolls, we have new opportunities to share ideas, align our efforts, and create even better experiences for players, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. And I do want to mention there is a whole lot of new revealed information in this. Stuff we had no idea about. We didn't know the names of things. We didn't know they were coming. We'd never heard of them before this letter. So, in a lot of ways, there's a lot of hype here, but a lot of poison pills as well. So, anyway, continuing on. The next segment is evolving our plans. And it starts like this. We've said this before. A core part of our philosophy is ensuring that the time you invest in ESO always feels rewarding. And with the recent changes to our studio, trying to hit our previously announced deadlines would mean sacrificing the quality you deserve. Therefore, we are establishing a clear principle for how we build and ship content and features moving forward. Quality experiences over calendar dates. This already sounds ominous, right? Instead of rushing to hit a previously announced deadline, we are giving our teams the runway they need to do things right. Some of our upcoming additions, like the class and combat refresh and our new trial, are highly complex, and we want to ensure they hit the mark before we put them in your hands. And here's the real dun 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 moment. Because of this, we have had to make the decision to move the following features into 2027. Long time from now. Starting with the new trial, Crimson Velts. We're pushing boundaries with this trial, including mounted combat that we think you'll love, and we simply need more time to ensure the experience exceeds your expectations. Update 52 will move to January of 2027. We expect this to include the launch of the Giral Pass PvP zone and Skyrim's dynamic encounters, Rime Gales. So this is worth zooming in on for a moment. We had no idea what the mid-size PvP map or mode was going to be called, but here it is revealed. It is called Giral Pass. So there we go. Some new information. That's good to know. We now know what that's called. That's pretty exciting. And then also the Skyrim dynamic encounters, the storms over Skyrim, are apparently called Rime Gales. And apparently these are just dynamic encounters. It's not something bigger than that. I mean, we had no idea before this. But the fact that's moving to January of 2027 indicates to me that the new Winterhold or Whiterun zone they're working on is also going to be delayed. I don't know when, but probably not in the winter. I mean, maybe it'll be the beginning of 2028 now. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I have no idea. But if the dynamic encounters are only beginning in January 2027, I can't imagine the new zone is going to ship at that same point, especially combined with the fact that everything's being delayed. But here is the really important point. For the class and combat refresh, we are targeting 2027 for the next refresh. However, we are discussing some interim options for the classes still awaiting their full refresh to improve your player experience in the meantime. So, wow. I mean, we were thinking Warden refresh would be delayed, but that is delayed. Like, that is like, wow, okay. Like, we were thinking maybe, October, November or something. Now they're just saying, yeah, sometime in 2027, we'll get the Warden out to you guys. Until then, Dragon Knight and Werewolf will continue to dominate PvP completely unchecked. The meta will not shift. It is literally the year of the Dragon Knight. And I know plenty of people have really gotten fatigued with that. We like the Dragon Knight, we like the Werewolf. We just don't like them being the only options if you want to be viable in PvP. So that is brutal. And again, I'm going to go through this and cover everything in more detail, unpack it, but I do want to get through the whole letter first. So he goes on to say, we know it's disappointing to see some features move out, and believe me, we want to get these into your hands as soon as possible too. But we believe this is the right move for the long-term health of the game. Okay. So what is still coming in 2026? While those specific features are shifting, the rest of our 2026 roadmap remains packed. Here is what you can expect from our coming seasons. So in the remainder of Season 1, we will be getting Update 51, which now launches on September 28th, and it will include the Nowhere Vault, which you've been hearing about, rumors, and a smattering of player experience improvements, including the achievement pinning, the customizable HUD on PC, continuing hybridization, improving antiquities, putting transmute stations in Cyrodiil, and the housing tab sorter, the quest starter language, and improvements to the eidetic memory section. Nikki, we'll get to the night market later. That was something in a forum post. We'll get to that after this. Everything else in Season 1 will run as planned, along with a few additions to thank you for your patience. So doing that thing again of saying, we're sorry, here's some free stuff. So yes, the Shagrath quest is live now. White Strakes is coming back on August 5th. And this is pretty good. I mean, I see what they're doing here, and I'm kind of jaded about it, but 20 free crown crates, that's great. So from August 20th to September 17th, there'll be a new Golden Pursuit called My Toddler Just Entered the Room. What you got? Let me see. Oh, you got a thread. Here you go. Here you go. I'm streaming right now, okay? Okay, it's yucky. All right. Anyway, from August 20th to September 17th, there'll be a brand new Golden Pursuit called Straight to the Crates, where you can earn up to 20 free crown crates. So that is definitely the most crates that are given out for free. That's more than just like the usual 2 or 3 that we're used to getting. So that is nice. I'm not gonna lie. That's good. Thank you. Then High Seas of Tamriel is still coming, which I don't know. I really thought there'd be more to this than there actually is, so I can't really be too stoked for it. But High Seas of Tamriel is still coming from the 30th to 14th, September 30th to 14th of October. And then this is exciting for PvP players. The 3-sided battlegrounds will return permanently on September 28th with Update 51. So as soon as Update 51 launches, we will be getting 3-sided battlegrounds back permanently. I just did a video on this and how it's basically Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. But still, like, that is undeniably a positive note amid all this. People have been asking for this for a while, and now we are going to get 3-sided battlegrounds back if there are any people left to play it at that point. Okay. Then on to what's coming with Season 2. This launches on October 21st. We already knew that. And we are still getting solo dungeons. And on top of that, they're making the group versions of those dungeons, Moonhunter Keep and March of Sacrifices, free for all players, which is nice. As announced previously, Greymoor and Markarth are becoming free, not at the launch of Season 2, but on November 9th. And there will be a new Golden Pursuit to highlight Skyrim and the Antiquity system from November 9th to December 2nd. They are improving the Tamriel Tome system. Whoops. They're improving the Tamriel Tome system with more challenges, and also they're increasing the tome point rollover cap. That's good. I mean, we got to accept the good things as they are too, right? And that's good. This is something people have been complaining about for a long time. I wonder how much they're actually going to increase it to. But getting more tome points rolling over, that is actually good. Then we're going to get Frost Atronach crate rewards from the Gold Coast Bazaar in Season 2. I mean, we don't know how many, if it's going to be the whole crates or what. And those are really, really old crates. This is before they even had Radiant Apexes. But again, that's excited to know. That's exciting to know. And then Witches Festival and New Life are happening as expected. So there we go. And then we have some more corporate boilerplate at the end. Continuing to grow ESO with you. We've had bumps in the road over our 12-year history that we've always faced together. As our studio evolves, we are not looking to just maintain the game. There, he said it. He said, no maintenance mode. Cool. Okay. I mean, it's good to hear him actually say that. So we are not looking to just maintain the game. We are looking to grow it. You, our community, are the reason we've grown over the years, and we want to keep growing with you. Moving forward, our principles are simple. We will continue to build fun and rewarding experiences through our seasonal model, deliver long-standing player-requested features and changes that make Tamriel more fulfilling, and find new ways to provide you with features and content to keep your adventures fresh. As we finalize our plans through 2027 and beyond, we're still hard at work bringing you all new experiences in Skyrim, never before seen in The Elder Scrolls Online. We'll be showing you more of this content over the coming months. That is so vague. I have no idea what that means. So they're still working on the Skyrim zone. And they're saying, as we finalize our plans through 2027 and beyond, that wording is pretty sus. I don't know. Maybe really it's not coming until 2028. Maybe the new Winterhold zone is not coming until 2028. Hoo boy. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. ESO is nothing without you, our community. Thank you for your continued dedication, your feedback, and your support. Let's continue to build our Tamriel together. Okay. Yeah. So we do have some more information beyond just this. And I do want to cover all the actual information before we move on to more general commentary. So I'll take a moment to catch up with the chat. Actually, I'll do that when when everything's all said and done. But we do have some more posts here from Zos Kevin regarding all this. So Zos Kevin makes a post saying basically everybody read this, which is what we just did. And then he does respond again later down in the thread. I guess it's worth checking out these responses. Yeah, now it finally makes sense Why Warden was not mentioned? No new trial. Class refreshes are directly scaled back until 2027. And like I said, DK and Werewolf are meta for the rest of the year. 18 months between trials will lose a lot of members. Such mixed feelings, bittersweet news for me for sure. Oh, yeah, I didn't really notice all this roadmap imagery at first. So they are saying the straight to the crate thing is coming. That's basically it. As unfortunate as this is, we definitely saw it coming. Why would be told things that were coming since last PTS, since before the layoffs are being released for our patients? Yeah, the wording was weird about the whole patients thing. Okay. I'm saddened where the game and the studio are at right now. Appreciate the letter. No night market return this year as I see it. He does respond to that later on down the line. Just trying to get to that. Class refreshes need to be top priority. Like, okay, like you just keep telling them that, buddy. Like, what's do it now, slave. Like that's not going to change anything. Fine with the updates. Okay. Game isn't going to maintenance mode. Okay, and now here we have Zos Kevin responding to no night market return this year as I see it. And yes, the night market return has been pushed out to the first half of next year. That's like incomprehensible to me. They already have the content, it's already there. Like, why would that need to be delayed? That's just bizarre to me. But anyway, yeah, night market is delayed till the first half of next year. So it's a once a year thing now. One rework a year will hammer the final nails in the coffin for the balance of the game. Let's continue. People are not thrilled. Everyone should be rehired. What? These are not the right reactions. What the world? Yeah, and see, this is what I'm thinking, right? This is what most people are going to be thinking. No more refreshes until 2027. I'll see you guys in 2027 then. The game is in an unplayable state no amount of rehash and reused Shagrath cheese jokes are going to keep me sticking around. I mean, the Shagrath questline was good in my opinion, but I totally understand what he's saying. Is this Cab Rights? Is this my boy Cab Rights? Cab Life here? Okay. Um da, 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 da. What makes you think the output would be greater when they had more resources? I want to say broadly, I'm sorry to Nick from Death and Debauchery. I feel like this game was headed in an incredible direction under Nick's leadership. The wind was fully back in the sails of this game in March, April. Yeah. And it's so incredibly disheartening to see such a massive shift in the other direction for reasons outside of his control. Yeah. Yeah. Nick is still the GOAT. It's really too bad. The copium Pepe here. Oh Lord. I actually really don't like this post. I mean, I'm kind of with this from Coop 500. Not because of the delays, but the crafty wording usage. It's very corporate-y. Saying these people departed like it was a willing choice and still framing the Bethesda thing as somehow a good thing, while technically not lying if you know how to read between the lines. The delays speak volumes on the truth about Bethesda's involvement. They're not helping you guys at all. They're just demanding yours. We can't even get another instance of the night market this year. Whatever Bethesda is doing with you guys, it must not be good or helpful at all. Right. Right. Okay. Disappointing but not unexpected news. There's a saying in Hollywood, show, don't tell. And yes, it is disappointing the Skyrim content got pushed back. Yeah. Wow, that's a whole essay. Doesn't mean crossplay has been canceled. There was not a word about it in the letter. Yeah, that's something I hadn't thought of yet. Is crossplay not happening? 2027 just for the warden. I mean, it's kind of looking like that. Yeah, people are happy about 3 teams battlegrounds coming back, and I am too, but I mean, okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Time to catch up on the chat and have some discussion here. Make sure I've actually been, yeah, I'm recording this. Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out. I'm not going to go back in the chat. I'm just going to kind of catch up on the most recent stuff. Bill, you're saying basically they're saying it's a good thing we're getting the events we had for years. But anything new and interesting, it's 2027. So when they had a full 500-person team, what were they doing? Let me see if I can make it comfy to put the chat here on the actual window. How can I do this? Yeah, let's do it like this. Okay. Crossplay was slated for 2027 tentatively. That's when we thought this was going to happen. Um, and that is no longer the case. Templar 2030. Yeah, right. The rework should be ready for testing by now. Whatever is making it delayed is something they've had to have known about for a while. I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably just the layoffs. New players will be the only ones unbothered. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point I've been trying to make where people said I was being a doomer. I said, there's so much content in the game, it really doesn't matter if it goes into maintenance mode. And yeah, for new and casual players, isn't going to affect anybody. But for people who only really jump in when something new or exciting is happening, yeah, this is going to be a major hit to the game. They could at least tell us why Warden is being delayed so long. I mean, it's the layoffs, dude. Updating the game once per year. We'll see. I'm kind of flattered something we could all do in a weekend, take ZOS with their 200 plus employees over a year. I mean, yeah. How do I say this? I don't think that necessarily losing all these people needs to be the death blow that it's being represented as. Uh, I think I think the too many cooks principle probably applied here. I do think it was entirely possible for them to kick things into high gear with this. But what I'm hearing from this letter more than anything else is they're not doing that. They're hiding behind the layoffs and saying, "Oh, it's too hard now because we lost the 200 people who were just sitting at home doing nothing. That means we can't give you anything." It seems like a cop out. I feel like Nick, with his energy, he could have gone in there and rallied everyone and said, "Hey, you know what? Adversity is our strength, not diversity. Adversity is our strength. Let's get in there. Let's knock it out of the park. We can do this. All hands on deck, like before launch. Let's really work hard on this and let's get it done." But that's not happening. That's that's just clearly not happening. Once you accept the game is dead, then we can move on to something better. I don't know. Is this really live or is this a why do people always accuse me of being AI? So weird. I'm just too beautiful and well spoken to be a real human being. Tony Stark built this in a cave. They're useless. Vamp was never officially mentioned as getting a rework. Yeah, that's 100% true. All right, let's get back to the article because I do want to kind of pick this apart. Okay, here we go. I'm going to finish the recording. We'll all just chat for a little bit before I go and get to work on editing this into a video that I want to get out in the next couple hours. Okie dokie dokie dokie. We're being transparent still. Yeah. Everyone left. Okay. What do the changes mean? We're not going to maintenance mode. They're just saying we're not. Just no. I can't hear you. No maintenance mode. No maintenance mode. Okay. Josh Henderson is there now as the studio director, studio head. And this is where things get interesting. We're entering a new chapter of collaboration across Bethesda. By working more closely with Bethesda Game Studios, we have new opportunities to share ideas, align our efforts, and create even better experiences for players, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. I mean, he tried to sanitize this as much as he could, but like that forum poster said, you can read between the lines. Just like in the letter from Bethesda, we have this poison pill tacked in the end, all while continuing to build the future of ESO, all while continuing to build the future of ESO. Do you see what I'm getting at here? We have new opportunities to share ideas, in parentheses, with Bethesda. I mean, what ideas are they going to share with ZOS? Nothing. Align our efforts, meaning work on TES 6, and create even better experience for players, which is kind of an ambiguous statement on its own. But when combined with this next sentence fragment, it tells you all you need to know. Create even better experiences for players of the Elder Scrolls 6, right? Not ESO. All while continuing to build the future of ESO half-heartedly with half the people and half the effort, because now the people that are left are working on TES 6. Yeah. So, I mean, that does not sound good. That does not sound good. And so they're framing all these delays in the context of wanting to make sure that the time you put into the game feels rewarding. So they're trying to say, like, okay, we're not going to put anything out there uh, for like a year. But when it does come, it's going to be super awesome, super rewarding, super amazing, which I just highly doubt. I'm sorry, but the overall tenor of this letter and what we've heard from them in other areas makes me think it's all going to be half-hearted, half-assed from now on. And they're just saying we're taking our time to make it higher quality as just corporate boilerplate evasion tactics 101, right? I mean, let's just be honest here. Um, there's absolutely no guarantee or even like indication the content quality will be higher. It'll be the same quality. It's just they literally can't get themselves together to even make it at this point. Rough. So they want to give the teams the runway that they need to do things. They want to give the teams the runway they need to do things right. Well, I mean, how about just making everyone not work from home anymore? Like actually pull their own weight. Like that would be a good start. You could get all this done in a couple months, but they're not fixing the corporate culture there. That's what I'm reading from this. They're not fixing the corporate culture as us. They're still letting everyone half-ass it. They're letting everyone have, 6 months of grief time over all their friends they can still go see and talk to whenever they want, but they don't get to see them at the workplace and waste half their day just gossiping anymore. They need time to grieve. Um, Giving them the runway they need to do things right. Yeah, BS. And then everything is getting moved back. The new trial. So lots of people come into ESO just for the trials. They love the trials, and the trial is not coming till 2027. The new PvP zone, which now has a name, which is great, that's also not coming for a long time. U52 is coming in January 2027. And it says that we expect this to include the launch of the new mid-size PvP mode and the new dynamic encounters in Skyrim, which we didn't know the Storms over Skyrim was a dynamic encounter. Like that is much more minimal. I was thinking I mean, sweet summer child, right? But I was hoping like the whole area of Skyrim, like East March, the Rift, Western Skyrim, it was all going to be covered with these storms, and you were supposed to figure out what was going on. But no, it's just going to be new dynamic encounters, and it's not coming till 2027. I think it was just coming in October before, maybe. And then this is really the clincher, right? We're targeting 2027 for the next refresh. I mean, that could be December 2027, right, guys? We have no idea. Like we like to think this is going to be January, right? But Lord knows. I mean, this is the thing for me that is probably the biggest gut punch personally. This is the thing for me that makes me feel like, wow. How do I say this? I'm just going to be straight up. The game is fucked. I'm sorry for the profanity, but I mean, it's this everything else being delayed, like whatever, like it sucks. I understand, but this is literally the thing for many people, both because they want the refreshes, but also because they're tired of just being rolled by DKs and werewolves. They want the floor to be raised to meet that ceiling, and a full like 5 to 6 months. Oh, people are not going to stick around. People are not going to stick around. They just aren't. They're going to go. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying you should. I'm not advocating that. I'm just being real here. People are not going to stick around in a completely unbalanced DK and werewolf meta waiting for the next refresh. That is really the roughest part of this entire letter. Like, man, couldn't they wait a couple hours for me to, like, wake up first before they dropped all this on me? Of course, this had to be the day that I slept until 10:30. God. Okay. So anyway, some stuff is still coming. Nowhere Vault, which does look cool. I'm excited for that. Rumors, which are all right, you know, some kind of like traditional Elder Scrolls questing. Um, like I can't believe they put a whole team on player experience improvements. This is all they can come out with. It's ridiculous. Like some of these things kind of matter, but most of them don't matter at all. Like who cares about transmute stations in Cyrodiil? Like what effort, right? Like, oh man. So you know, they're trying to bait us back in with crown crates, which sure, I'll take my 20 free crates if I'm even logging in enough while I'm busy playing Warframe, right? Like I gotta share something with you guys. So due to Cab Rates, was that are you that guy in the forums, Cab something else too? I think I just saw your post. But I mean, this is why like I'm not just like I didn't I okay, how do I say this? I was not born and raised Christian at all. I was born and raised making fun of Christians for being idiots. How I found Christ was through an overall spiritual journey where I finally realized the voice speaking to me and guiding me through life was God the Father. And one way that has happened in all this is I came across one Christian metalcore band, uh, something like Wolves of the Gate, I think it is. And from that, I found the recommendation for a band called Convictions, which I actually like a lot more. And their latest album, Fear of God, the opening track is called Sleeping Lotus. And it goes Sleeping Lotus, wake up. And it only like clicked in my head like a week afterward. But that was right before I also jumped back into Warframe for the first time in 5 years. And for those who don't know, the Lotus is like the main character in Warframe. So the Lotus has been sleeping all this time. It's time to wake up. Like that is the type of synchronicity that for the majority of my life when I was like a Jungian, occultist, whatever, I didn't understand where this was coming from, what it meant. But this was God guiding me out of this crisis where I mean, I don't know what I would have done without the inspiration and guidance of the Holy Spirit throughout all this. But like, let me take this opportunity to also say I'm not abandoning ESA. I'm not just saying game is dead, throwing it in the trash. I'm gonna keep covering all the new news and content as it comes out. But yes, I am diversifying. When it comes to evergreen content, you know, unless it's stuff for new players who will keep coming in the game as long as it's, you know, the servers are up. My evergreen content focus, my focus on my new website, this is all going to be Warframe or other games. I'm going to keep covering the game, covering the news, covering the new content. But you guys got to understand, like it's not because I'm a doomer and I'm giving up. I have to think about like this is my career, right? Which is kind of pathetic because I'm still so small, but I'm building my career here. I tell people that I'm like getting my PhD in YouTube. It takes a while, right? But I'm not going to invest all this effort in something where this is what we're hearing from the game director, right? So again, I don't hate ESO. I'm very sad about this. I've loved ESO probably longer than you guys. I don't know. Some of you might be beta players, but I've been playing since 2015. I love this game. I, what I always say is I love it, you love it, we love it more than the developers love it. And that's a really sad spot to be in. So this is depressing as fuck, actually. And I'm just going to try to do my best through that while also hedging my bets because I'm not going down with this ship. I'm not just going to rearrange deck chairs in the Titanic, play my little song and my viola, which is back there in the corner, you know, while the ship sinks. I'm a survivor. I adapt dynamically. I was trying to think of some sort of like Andrew Tate quote to throw in here because it kind of sounded like toxic masculinity BS. But you know, life throws adversity at me and I overcome. I mean, I try. I'm not saying I'm some ubermensch and the world bows down my feet. Nature in her resplendent glory pays homage to my perfected will or anything, but I mean that's my approach in life. Not just crying and giving up, adapting and overcoming. So I was kind of waiting for this Not like this really told me anything new, but I am shocked by how long the delays are. Like, by the time this game picks itself back up off its feet again, Guild Wars 3 will be out in beta on PS5. Nobody's gonna come back. This was their one shot. This was their one shot. And they're just letting the ball just fly by. I, I think they could have doubled down, could have put more effort into this, could have really picked themselves up off their feet, done the boomer thing, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, but they're not. And by the time they do fix it, it will be too late. So I'm going to continue covering news, continue keeping the game in the spotlight on my channel, but I am expanding my horizons and diversifying. I'm not going to play Final Fantasy 14 because I'm not an anime gooner. I'm not a furry. I'm not going to play Guild Wars 2 because I don't have a PC. I'm playing Warframe because I've been having a hell of a lot of fun with it, and it is a very vibrant and big community. Like 5 times the size of ESO's community, if not bigger. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be cynical, but I do have to think about these things as a content creator. And ESO's community is about to be a lot smaller. People will come back. I mean, maybe. Maybe. See, that's why I'm not just giving up on the game. I'm not going to stop covering it entirely. But I mean, I trust my own analytical prowess enough to say shit looks bad, man. Competition is an excellent motivator, Alien Embryo says. Like what PoE 2 did with Diablo 4, but yeah, but Diablo 4 became a completely convoluted and insane mess by trying to compete with PoE 2. That game is such a hot mess now, and not in a good way. I started my channel with Diablo 4. I love playing the game generally. I think it's a great game in lots of ways. But I couldn't even motivate to dip a toe into the new season because of how much they just completely ruined the end game. Trying to add complexity, like with PoE 2, but they just ended up adding complication. Yeah. Well, GK, like you're saying stream team members started diversifying around U35. I didn't come into the game till U45 in terms of content creation. And it all just started with me like just making a couple ESO videos and getting much better traction than I was getting in Diablo 4. I was like, okay, I love ESO. I'm kind of getting tired of Diablo 4. Might as well just come over here and play. But it was never really like a well thought out strategy or anything like that. I didn't really think about the health of the game. I was like, oh, my videos are doing well. And then, now I'm kind of stuck because I did my job so well. And so many people subscribed and rely on me within the community. Um, but this was never intentional. I didn't sit there saying, I'm going to be an ESO content creator. So that in part makes my transition easier. But yeah, they're giving us some Flame Atronach or Frost Atronach crates in the Gold Coast Bazaar. And then we have just some more corporate boilerplate with the most important part being how he's saying we're not just going to maintain the game. Okay. Okay, and that's really all I wanted to say here with the article. Was there anything else here? I mean, as I understand it, the guild is still active. I honestly haven't been logging in that much, so I haven't really been keeping track of the guild. but I'm not shutting it down or anything like that. Okay, I'm gonna put the big camera on for a second and rants for a little while longer. Then I'm gonna stop the recording and we'll just talk for a minute, guys. Um, so this was not the news we wanted to hear, but it is not surprising news to hear. I am a little bit shocked by how long the delays are going to be, yet at the same time, it is fully expected. I was really hoping this would be the come to Jesus moment for Zos, and they would get back up off this difficult moment with style and grace and really knock it out of the park. That was my hope and prayer for Zos and for the game. But instead, everything's getting delayed considerably. And while that doesn't really affect or bother me that much personally, I have to be honest about how this is going to affect the community, where people who are already on the fence, people who are just here for the new content, especially people who are just here for the class reworks, will not stick around. They just will not do that. So the health of the community, the size of the community, I expect is going to plummet. People are going to see this letter as their cue, as their opportunity to give up. No matter how much Nick Giacomini goes in there and says, we're not going to maintenance mode, we're still committed to the game, we love you guys, etc. That's not how people are going to read it. They're just going to read one part. They're just going to read class reworks are delayed, and they're going to uninstall the game. So I don't know what else they could have done here. I was hoping for better, but as always, expecting the worst. But this is honestly worse than I was thinking. I somehow never even considered the possibility that Warden rework was going to be delayed past like maybe October. It never even dawned on me that it wouldn't be until just vaguely sometime in 2027. While that is literally what most people care about. Nobody really cares. I mean, some people care, of course, but just the general nobody really cares about the high seas of Tamriel or the Nowhere Vaults or rumors. These are all just kind of side things to the really amazing initiative they've been taking in the last year or so to fundamentally fix the game and improve it and future-proof it. Fixing Dragon Knight, fixing Werewolf. That's what the game really, truly needs. Not just more theme park rides in Disneyland that are fun for 5 minutes, then you forget about them. But these fundamental, foundational improvements to the game are being dramatically delayed, which again, for me, not the biggest deal in the world, but it will be for a lot of people. This will lead the game, I predict, in a downward spiral of user engagement, player engagement, player recidivism, people coming back. It just kind of has the stink of death on it now. No matter how much they say it's not going to maintenance mode, we're going to continue to develop and maintain it and everything. The fact that it's basically confirmed now that Zos is the toady, the henchman, the slave of Bethesda at this point, that they're saying somehow we'll still manage to make some ESO content here and there, even though we're now basically working on TS6. That's a bad look. Everything being delayed is a bad look. These little token freebies they're giving us with the crown crates and everything, that reeks of desperation. The whole thing reads like corporate boilerplate. And like someone said in the forums, I do feel really bad for Nick because he obviously has extreme passion for this game. Nick Giacomini, the game director, and he was really leading it in a good direction. And then everything fell apart. So what you can expect from me is continuing to cover ESO news, new content, such as it is, but do expect diversification from Spopes. I'm going to be dipping my toe in new waters because I kind of just have to. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you'll continue following me no matter what happens. I hope you're here because of me and not because of any particular game. And in the coming months, we will see which of you that applies to, because things are gonna be changing around here, both for ESO and for Spopes. Again, I'm still not a doomer. I still believe maybe somehow, I mean, oh geez, I'm probably just a doomer now. I was trying to think this through. It's like, and then I was thinking, how am I not a doomer? Um, I don't regret anything about the perspectives I've taken thus far. I just always tried to stick with the evidence as it was, with what we knew at the time. And I think a lot of my perspectives have been misinterpreted and misunderstood. I could have been clearer in the way I was representing myself too. But people just kind of jumped at, the title or the thumbnail and didn't really understand what I was trying to say. But yeah, I'd like to think that they could just get their ducks in a row over the next 6 months and then come back in 2027, really knock out of the park. That'd be the renaissance of ESO, but with, I'm not going to play it, but with GTA 6 coming out and with Guild Wars 3 coming out, which I'm definitely going to play. I just don't know about that. I don't know about this resurgence. And one thing that we have not touched on yet is the layoffs at Microsoft are not over. And people are trying to say, well, it's going to be Blizzard this time. Like, no, it's not, because Blizzard has already successfully unionized all of its employees. They're still in negotiation at ZOS. And it was really those negotiations that I think pushed Microsoft's hand. They were not interested in having another unionized studio under their banner. They were done with that. Blizzard managed to get that through before all this happened. ZOS did not. So I really don't know who's going to get the axe next, but it's going to be the lowest hanging fruit. And we still have 1,600 layoffs to go. So with that in mind, this kind of reads as the last ditch effort, the final Hail Mary of we're going to hang on and keep making content, but it's also massively delayed. And now they're basically working directly for Bethesda. So that, combined with the layoffs coming and major competitors arising sometime next year, things are not looking good. And I'm just going to leave it at that and just say, God bless you all. Thank you all for being here through this journey, and keep an eye out for future news and information to come. And with that, I'm going to stop the recording, and I'll stick around for a while longer and chat with you guys before I go. Salmon White, you can delay things 1 month or 2, but not 6 months to a year. Union workers do get laid off too, yeah, but it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. Maybe it's intentional so they can focus everyone in TS6. Maybe they don't want ESO cannibalizing players from TS6. I mean, that's a good point. Alien Embryo. Crux Weaver, I feel a lot of players who struggle to find their way are just eager to locate an opportunity to quit the game and have it be someone else's fault. Witty something, you're going to give it till next year. Delays were to be expected, even though it doesn't make any sense to go all the way to next year. Thank you, Alien Embryo. Perk, you don't care about anything except cross-play and cross-progression. I mean, yeah, that wasn't even mentioned here. That wasn't even touched on once. Bruh. Cab, you're saying I was just excited and hopeful like we all were. It's been a roller coaster. Yeah, it has. Reality ESO is finally dead. I mean, I think that's a stretch, but it's definitely not like vibrant and full of life. 808 Bloom, you're coming up on almost a year of playing ESO. You love it. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like that. the game will continue to get new players. There are casuals. People have just kind of started dipping their toes in it. But I can't imagine anything aside from the health of the game overall diminishing over this. ESO community has been dragging me through the mud in the video comments. They don't deserve you. I'll still watch and like and comment. Like, thank you. I'll be honest, I've known the ESO community doesn't deserve me for a long time. But it's a game I love, and I just kind of stumbled in here. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I like making the content. I like you guys, but yeah, it's been rough. I've been getting a lot of hate recently, like severe, cruel hatred. And what's been great about YouTube is over the last couple of years, I've gotten, it's been really better for me as a person than it's been for anything else, especially financially. Like it's not gotten to the point where I'm like a superstar yet, but I have grown so much psychologically because of this, because it used to bother the hell out of me when people were critical, but now I'm just kind of like, whatever. But I have been noticing it for sure. There has been some insane cruelty recently. People forget or ignore there are more layoffs coming. Yep. Hopefully the fact that ESO is still loaded with content will carry it. Yeah, for new players and casuals, but not for anyone else. Iris Sage, are people really trying to spin this as good news? Bro. Not optimism and not doom, but people are looking at this entire situation with a severe lack of reality. People are trying to spin this as good news straight off their rocker. Yeah. The delay for Word and Rework killed all my motivation to play. Yes. The good news is that ESO is one cross-play patch away from getting all those players back. Alien Embryo, but yeah, they're not going to do. I mean, everything's indicating they're not even going to be thinking anything about crossplay now. Damn. People are very weary about the drama this game seems to thrive on. Delays only bolster this. It's always something with this game. Unmechanized, yeah. They're grieving their coworkers like their coworkers died in a tragic accident. Yeah, like the whole they had like almost like a candlelight vigil thing, didn't they? They like put out like a whole memorial, like it looked like like a memorial shrine like they have in Japan for dead people. Like that's really what it looked like. Zellion, you're saying ESO's your favorite game, but the game is in really bad spots. You're not sure if it'll last 2 more years. Yeah. The drama around ESO is something else that never ends. Crux Beaver, you're asking about the Tartaria documentary. I put that on the back burner. I did, because I reached a bit of a roadblock in terms of evidence. Because I'm accompanying the whole thing with photographic evidence. And then I realized, I really just need to focus on getting my website out there and growing my channel. And then now with having a pivot, I don't know if I'm really ever gonna get back into that. That was more of a passion project. And I've learned enough from that. But honestly, I can only psychologically take so much being enmeshed in Tartaria. And it kind of gives my wife the heebie jeebies too, because whenever I've really gotten deep into this, I've always gone kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm waiting on that for the time being, but I'm glad that there's at least someone who still remembers I was going to do that. Yeah, Jason's solo dungeons are still coming. The poo sprayer. Trust us that content quality be higher as it comes out. Yeah, I mean, we have no trust. We have no trust anymore. Crossplay and cross progression were just a fever dream. Tringus nubicus. Like mentioned once in passing, never again. I mean, they mentioned it quite a few times. And they said it's not coming in 2026, kind of indicating probably 2027, but now 2020 never, right? Jessica just posted something in that thread. Okay, let's check this out. Probably the easiest way to get there. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. So yeah, Jessica Folsom just posted this. Actually, I'm gonna record this because I want to add this to the video. All right, so a little bit of an update. Jessica Folsom did just post this in the forums. People are saying that vengeance might be taking away from their ability to do other things. And she responds, "Hey, all, related to the above, while we aren't going to go into specifics, I realize that's disappointing. The class refresh schedule change is not due to anything the combat team is or will be working on. Vengeance work is unrelated." Wait a minute. What does this even mean? Okay, what is she responding to? Let's get the context fully. Combat, Tom of Hyrule said combat and class balance is something that affects all facets of the game. Starting over. Tom of Hyrule says combat and class balance is something that affects all facets of the game, from those casual of overland questing to hyper sweaty PvP. Leaving that to language for any length of time will only serve to drive more and more people away. This is especially obvious in the recent surprise vengeance test. Vengeance, as it currently is, was running fine, had a population that enjoyed it as is. So the combat team taking time away from the refreshes to focus on modifying that mode, especially in a way that removed what its main user base enjoyed to try in vain to entice a user base that wants nothing to do with it, seemed like a case of skewed priorities. Okay, and then she responds saying the class refresh change schedule is not due to anything the combat team is or will be working on. Vengeance work is unrelated. How is that even remotely possibly true? I mean, that just seems like an overt and blatant lie. Right? What? Wait a minute. Like, she's saying she's trying to get us to think the combat team is not working on class refreshes and vengeance work simultaneously, but they are. It's the combat team. We know the combat team is working on vengeance. How could the combat team not be working on the class refreshes? I understand there's a lot of design work there, VFX, audio design, everything. But yes, the combat team is working on the class refreshes. So if they're also working on vengeance, they must be taking at least something away from working on the class refreshes. That's just logic. That's just This just reads like she got in her feelings and is just now overtly lying. That's shocking. What? Vengeance work is unrelated to class refreshes. Like, no. No, it's not. It's not even possible. Saying it's completely unrelated. No. What? It's the same team. It's the super. Like, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and trying to figure out how this could be possible, but it's just the facts refute this statement. Wholesale. The combat team is working on vengeance and they are working on class mastery. And just inherently, if they're putting time into vengeance, that's time they could be putting into class mastery. Or they could redirect the people who are working on vengeance to work on class mastery instead and get that out faster. That's just crazy. This is some absolutely wild work. I just I am blown away. Yeah, and that's it. There's nothing else new now. Let me refresh to make sure. Bruh, that is just wild. I can't believe she said that. Whoa. Like, yeah, I saw the word gaslighting in the chat. That is straight up gaslighting. Wow. Okay. Damn. They're just all going crazy now over at Zoss. They're just all completely going insane. Blatantly lying. Wow, the meltdown is happening. The meltdown is happening. My lord. No one wants vengeance. Yeah, bro. Whoa. There may be more layoffs next year too. Yeah. Damage control. Vengeance is a waste of time. Yeah, dude, it is. The poo spray said something so nice I have to read it all out. Such a nice comment from such a horrible name. The poo sprayer. Spopes, I'd like to thank you for your content. You and your views are very grounded and down to earth. You're truly non-biased and you give a great opinion. Love your content. I'm here for it all. Dude, just go say that to all my haters, okay? Just go from hater to hater. Send them letters in the mail, bro. No one wants vengeance. I'm a 10-year PvP main. Yeah, dude. I mean, the only people who like vengeance are people who've been like, Cyrodiil's too scary. I always get killed. Oh, yay. Now everyone's as weak as me. Like, it's the worst ideology ever. It's Harrison Bergeron ideology. And I'm not like a Nietzschean right to power, Ubermensch kind of guy either. I'm not 20 years old anymore. But the communistic, socialistic, drag everyone down to your level, lowest common denominator crap is just as evil and stupid, in my opinion. I could be a bridge between young audiences, God and science, maybe. Someone like you can make the material interesting and engaging. Science backs up the existence of God. Man, I don't want to work my brain that hard. I'm sorry. I done worked my brain real hard throughout my life, and I finally decided to just focus on video games, just take the L in terms of like getting a real career, going and getting a PhD, whatever. Just doing something where I'm chilled out. I can just stay at home with my family, like not be super ambitious. And I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to get my brain working that hard again, but I appreciate you saying that, no one. I really do. What is the reason for the warden delay? Yes. Yeah, dude. Poo sprayer vengeance. Why? Who was in the dev's ear saying this is a good idea? It's freaking worm tongue. My liege, do more vengeance. That is how you shall strengthen the realm. More vengeance. And then Amber's there like, but my king, the players are leaving. The Elder Scrolls Online will not survive if we just focus on vengeance. Oh, Aemir, long have you coveted the power that vengeance brings, but our wise king knows that vengeance must go on. Is that not right, my liege? Vengeance must go on. Aemir, you are hereby banished from the Riddermark. They got worm tongue in there. They got worm tongue in there, talking in their heads. Oh no. Where's Gandalf? Where's Gandalf? We need Gandalf. I cast you out, Saruman, as poison is drawn from a wound. Can we just get some Gandalf up in here? Can we just get Gandalf the White to come and take off his cloak and be all shining and wonderful and save the fucking day? I mean, Lord, please. No, Gandalf's too busy keeping Lord of the Rings Online surviving somehow at this point, 20 years later, right? Gandalf's too busy CPRing LOTRO. We got some worm tongue in this shit. Oh no. B Gizzles, they always lie. Yeah. Matt Pinup, she thinks we're all so stupid. The gaslighting is strong over at Zos. Unmechanized, yeah. Think Jessica ever feels embarrassed? We can hope, right? I want to know more about the Zos BGS collaboration. Yeah, it's possible they're gonna tie in TS6 into ESO somehow. I don't know how though, because TS6 is gonna take place way out in the fourth era, right? Maybe in the fifth. We don't really know timing, but it's gonna be. I would think, right? It's gonna be chronologically after Skyrim, right? So then how would they tie in the second era with that? I have no idea. Huh. So much for transparency. Gaslighting what the ESA community does best. Meltdown happening live. Sheesh. Yeah, I've always done the opposite of what the community wants, so I don't know how anyone is surprised. Well, it's because things were kind of changing a little bit with Nick Giacomini. Like, the transparency was actually happening, and this is just wow. Last thing I hadn't thought of before, Matt Pinup. Sick joke to call it vengeance. Almost feels like the devs are taking it out on the PvP community. They're having their vengeance on PvP. Oh man, now you got a point there. The name is a little sus. The name is a little sus, is it not? Damn. It's their revenge on the PvP community. You're a battered woman for ESO. Why do you stay? He beats you. I love him. He can change. Oh no, you nailed it, Crux Weaver. We've all got battered woman syndrome for this game. Oh my gosh. Oh my lordy, lordy, lord. Warden and the new trial are already finished. They're banking them so they have something to release when they regroup from the layoffs, hence the silence. I mean, oh dude. That's a cynical take, but I you might be wrong. Have I seen how trash Rings of Power is? I watched like a couple episodes of the first season. And that was enough. That was enough. Gandalf for Zos 2027. You shall pass in 1 year. Deckard gay. Greetings, stranger. I see you've decided to play the Elder Scrolls Online. What a terrible choice. That comment of Jessica's was incoherent. Yeah, bro. It's all corporate suits. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, bro. Vengeance is their revenge on PvP. The devs have 100% resentment towards PvP. I mean, I know why. I kind of want to finish up here. Maybe I'll get into that for a little bit. The reason the devs have resentment toward the PvP community is this. Let me see. How can I put this succinctly yet with all the detail required? So I've gotten some pushback for saying this, but in a recent video, I was talking about how PvP has been baked into ESO from the very beginning. The 3-faction thing in Cyrodiil, the whole point was to get more powerful. There was a PvE endgame as well, but the Endgame, when the game first came out, was highly centered around PvP, but from the beginning, it was completely broken. The way they coded the game, it was a huge self-own from the very beginning. And they were looking at this like, how did we manage to ship this way? This is a total mistake. And they quickly realized, like 10 years ago, by like 2016, 2017, they figured out they'd never be able to fix PvP. They had totally screwed themselves. And so with that knowledge, like imagine this, with that knowledge in your mind, you're getting all these constant comments from PvP players saying lag in Cyrodiil, PvP is broken, fix the server issues, and they literally can't. So they have to, on the one hand, appease the PvP community to keep it running. That's basically what Battlegrounds was. It was an appeasement, which is great because now I can do PvP in the game without doing Cyrodiil, which I really don't like. So they have to appease the PvP community while knowing in their heart of hearts that can never truly be fixed. That breeds cognitive dissonance, and it breeds resentment. It breeds resentment at the people who are bringing up the issue that you can do nothing to fix. And I give them the benefit of the doubt there. I really do believe they simply can't fix it because they fucked themselves with their code at the very beginning. And it's so entrenched now, they'd have to completely rework it, come out with basically a new game. And they're not going to do that. I mean, I guess they could fix it, but it's practically impossible. So where this really became apparent was that really momentous occasion when on his own private accounts, Rich Lambert was streaming and his wife was on the stream too, who I'm sorry is the most terrifying looking woman I've ever seen in my life. I thought it was his mother. I thought it was his mother. She's fucking scary. I feel so bad for Rich. His life must be hell. But she was on there on the stream with him. And people are saying fix PvP, etc. And she started doing this little boo-hoo face and just like making fun of them for being criers and whiners and like snapped at them. Like, they're working on it. They're working on it. You know, basically like, you stupid fucks. Don't you know that they're working on it? This is in 2022, 2021. So a long time ago now. Nothing's been fixed. And she brutally mocked the PvP community. And Rich Lambert was just sitting there laughing the whole time. Like kind of like awkward laughing. Like kind of you could tell he's like, oh, you shouldn't say that. You should probably stop. But also laughing in a way where if you look at his face, you could tell he agreed. And this was the game director at the time. You could tell he agreed. He was like, yeah, you know, they're a bunch of pussies. Fuck them. Let them cry. Pieces of shit. Who cares? Sorry for all the profanity on the stream, guys. I'm getting a little worked up. But yeah, that was when it really just the mask came off. And we suddenly knew. To bite my tongue here. I don't want to be too mean to his wife. Thanks to Rich Lambert's wife, we finally knew how the studio felt about PvP. And then, yeah, you know, I don't remember when Brian Wheeler was put at the head of this, but he was just put there for damage control, basically, to keep gaslighting everyone. But yeah, they have extreme resentment at the PvP community, and this is their vengeance. They've positioned this consistently from the beginning of the testing, saying, "Hey, you guys have wanted us to fix Cyrodiil, right? Well, here's your fix. You just don't have any abilities. You can't customize your loadout, and you're stuck at the same level as a bunch of noobs. Happy now, PvP?" Yeah, this was their revenge. This was their revenge. Perk, just because you get a new president doesn't mean you get a new government. Yeah, it's exactly it. And it's so funny because they're also in the DC area. Bethesda is in Bethesda, Maryland, which is a suburb of DC. They're in the swamp too, and nobody's drained it. No one has drained that swamp. The roadmap link. Yeah, I got you. There we go. Shrek looking. Yeah. She looks significantly older than Rich. Why talk about his wife? Because she's the center of this whole situation and it's meaningful. That bothers you. Peace, bro. Turkish individual here. No matter what you think about us, I really love the way you approach the whole situation as a Christian. I loved how positive and wholesome you are. You know, I'll make an exception this one time and I'll allow a Turk in the chat. Just understand we're coming back for Constantinople soon. Okay? We're retaking the holy city of Constantinople. And then you can choose whether you want to be part of the new Byzantine Empire or move out with all the other Arabs. Just saying. Say it. No hate against the individual Turk. All right. Y'all did kill a bunch of Christian Armenians, but I know that wasn't you, just like it wasn't us with slavery. Okay. But just understand, we're coming. We're coming soon. We're taking that Hagia Sophia back. We're renaming it back to Constantinople, and you can just decide where you stand at that point. Because a lot of the Turks who are there are ethnically the same people as were in the Byzantine Empire. So no hate. But you got to renounce Muhammad. You got to convert to Christianity because we're coming. Oh, yeah. Me and the boys, we coming. I'm glad you like the profanity. Spending 1 year for class reworks while every other MMO is overhauling their entire game in half that timeline? Yeah, dude. You're talking about Guild Wars 2, I think, probably, right? Where, yeah, this is pathetic. This is pathetic. The two options are noobs come and buy things. If veterans leave and they don't make the marketing new people, they're not going to make enough money and the game dies. Coming back to the game, I mean, the game is fine. You can go play it. It's just I wouldn't discourage you from playing it. It's just the whole meta context of everything is just pretty dire right now. Thanks, no one. KF, you say the swamp is gradually draining. I mean, sometimes I have that much copium in my bloodstream too, and I hope, but yeah, we'll see. The game can be better. It's not bad. Yeah, it's really, you know, the game is great. The game is great in lots of ways. It's just this is again what I always go back to is the developers clearly do not love the game as much as we do. And that's a damn shame. Thank you, no one. Thank you for the blessing. The boys coming. The post confirmed ESO is dead. A year of nothing but FOMO before new things. AAA, go woke, go broke, rest and piss. I mean, that's taking things a bit far, don't you think, Alex? But you're welcome to your opinion. Breezy pivots. The thing is, they could have dug deep and made effort into this game after the layoffs to show their worth. And so they're using it to be a victim and make us seem like needy children. Yes. Very well put, Breezy pivots. I'm going to read that again. The thing is, they could have dug deep and made effort into this game after the layoffs to show their worth, but instead they're using it to be a victim and make us seem like needy children. Breezy, you want to just take over the stream? Because you obviously are saying this better than I can. That's exactly it. They had a choice here. They had a choice. They could have said, you know what? Adversity is our strength. We're just gonna come at this harder than ever. We're gonna go harder than ever. We're gonna kill it. Did not happen. You're right. They're using the layoffs as a shield so they can continue with their victim mentality and say, "Oh, no, we can't do it. It's too hard. I'm sorry." Shit. I mean, just imagine if only we were so lucky to have the luxury of behaving that way, right? And they think they do, but I mean, more layoffs are coming. Tuesday's coming. Did you bring your coat? I live in a giant bucket. I hope at least someone gets that reference. But yeah, Tuesday is coming and they did not bring their coats. And soon the giant bucket is going to get turned over and they're not going to live in it anymore. I don't care if they're feeling fat and sassy right now. When it comes time to go see a movie, they're not going to have money for the tickets. Do you want to go see a movie? I'm feeling fat and sassy. I have the honor of staying the host of the stream. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Zos is a woke culture. Your tummy hurt, take a year off and work from home. Your coworkers, hang on. Your coworkers got fired, take 6 months to grieve. Ridiculous. Yeah, I was hoping they'd tighten the ship, but they didn't. Only reworking one class and putting on ice is such a huge mistake. Big lip Donnie. Yep. Yep. Needs a good story writer so we don't have to feel dumbed down playing. Kaz Karanka. They want to play the victim. Perk gets it. Perk gets it. I am a banana. Do I have any spoons in here? I don't have any spoons, but if I did, they would be too big. Zos is an extension of BGS now, and BGS treats their fans and players like shit. Yeah. My anus is bleeding. Go play BDO if you don't like ESO. Man, that's like leaving India to go to Bangladesh. That's like getting fed up with India and deciding to move to Sudan instead. It's like getting tired of Detroit and moving to Chicago. Nah, bro, BDO is trash. It just looks terrible. It's just another, Korean Chinese game where everyone looks fake. They look like wax statues or something. I just can't stand it. Psychotech, you're playing Warframe right now as you're watching this? Yeah, bro. Warframe is lit. I mean, it still has problems, sure, but I am just loving it. I'm just loving Warframe. If y'all are on the fence because it's like a space game or whatever, like just give it a shot. I mean, it's so good. And it only gets better the more you get into it. That's the thing. Is the end game is so much better than the early game. A lot of the stories are kind of lame. You have to get through a lot of stuff to get to the good stuff. But just the core gameplay is so much fun. And it is in the peak of its life 13 years later, which is absolutely wild. As Perk said a while back, it is the unicorn of the gaming industry, and it really is. There is nothing like the way that Digital Extremes has developed Warframe, which makes me love it all the more. If it was a great game, but it was dying like ESO, I probably wouldn't love it as much. But there's just such a sense of a vitality, of freaking, like Nordic vital essence, like Wotan with his freaking raven in his one eye, riding in with the Valkyries and just pummeling the shit out of the industry. Like, they are killing it at Digital Extremes. Number one, because they listen to the community and their community is healthy. they are entirely transparent. And when they do anything the community doesn't like, the community doesn't buy platinum, and they reverse everything. Seriously, try Warframe. It is amazing. And what I like about it is it's even less like sci-fi than like Destiny. It's basically a fantasy game. It's just set in space. If you play it, you'll understand what I mean by that. I don't know what to think about Soulframe. I'll probably play it, but I'm not too hyped for it. I'm mainly just hyped to keep going with Warframe. But yeah, I may be providing a lot of Warframe content here. Uncle Tim, diehard fans who still defend the game like nothing is wrong. Feels crazy to me at this point. I love that you're being factual and honest about everything, Spopes. We need this. Thank you. Blue Perk, I just laughed out loud at the Bangladesh line. I'm glad I got you, bro. Oh, yeah. Sedan catching strays. It's like living in Section 8 housing and choosing to move to Compton. Yeah, that's right. It's a shame to throw 12 years of playing away just when things were getting really good. I mean, yeah. Guild Wars it is, guys. I mean, Guild Wars 3 looks great from what little we know. We'll see how that goes. You want to like Warframe, but I can't get into it. Maybe I need a clan. I mean, I started a clan, but I'm thinking of disbanding it, honestly, because I realized that I have all these weapons and frames I want to research, but I don't want to go through all the effort of getting all the research stations and everything. So I think the clan is going to be a miss for now. I'll probably just join another one and get everyone to follow me in that clan. I'll try to find a Christian clan on Warframe. I didn't realize how much of a self-owned starting your own clan is when you're not already master rank 30. So yeah, I mean, whether you get a clan or not, I mean, we're all kind of building a friend group on Warframe. Perk plays Warframe. Lots of people in the community play Warframe, so you'll have people to play with. But I love playing it solo, honestly. I play pretty much everything solo almost all the time. It's just I'm a solo player, I'm kind of a lone wolf. Yeah, the Warframe devs are making Soulframe. Everyone petitions Pope to start playing Minecraft. I've played a bunch of Minecraft. I've made like some crazy worlds in Minecraft with like huge glass buildings and giant tracks going all over the place. I love Minecraft. It's just something about the isometric viewpoint gives me a headache. I hate to say. I mean, I could get back into it now. Like, not like gives me a headache in terms of I don't like it. Like, it literally gives me a physical headache. That's my only real problem with Minecraft. But I would, my kids would definitely love it if I got into some Minecraft content. Daedra are eternal, so we could do a questline in ESO dealing with the Daedric princes, then tie that in with the Daedric prince using an old ESO journal entry. I mean, yeah, I guess. It's like leaving Canada to move to the UK, leaving the US to move to Canada. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy I suggested Warframe, and I have a guide out there. I'm planning to make an actual like new player guide soon too, but I have a returning player guide for people who've at least tried it at one point and are jumping back in. But okay, guys, that's gonna do it. I stuck around for like probably like an hour to chat with y'all. It's been good, but I need to get out of here. I need Spopes on Roblox. Nah, dude, I'm not into grooming children. I'm not gonna play Roblox. I look like a mortal Sheogorath. Can I do a Sheogorath voice? Oh, thank you. That was a pretty weak Sheogorath voice. I'll have to work on the Sheogorath voice off stream, and I'll get back to you guys with that. Yeah, it does suck about Minecraft. I put a lot of hours into it, but I always come out of it with a headache. I really don't know why. Minecraft gives you a migraine. You love it, but you feel my pain. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I know. I gotta get the adoring fan hairstyle of the shop because I am basically rocking that. I am the adoring fan, but not necessarily of ESO anymore. We shall see. But yeah, I am getting out of here. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna take a little break here and then edit the video I recorded into an actual like edited video about what's going on. That'll be out in a couple hours, but I really decided, you know what? I need to get on stream and talk about this. I need to get in front of a camera. I'm a journalist. I need to get on the scene, do journalism because I'm a journalist. But I'm glad I did. It's been really fun hanging out with you all and getting a chance to cover all this in vents. So I'm going to pray before we go. Lord Christ, thank you for this stream. Thank you for bringing us all together to experience this news and these changes together as a community. Lord, I do ask you bless everyone on the stream, everyone watching in the recap, and I do ask that you bless Zos. Help them find your path. Help them turn away from sin and temptation. Help them accept the ever-present guidance of the Holy Spirit and your outpouring of providence. Oh, what is it from Micah? If you bring the meats into the storehouse, I will multiply it tenfold or something like that. Just, I think all that can save Zos at this point is just coming to you, Christ. Truly coming to you, directing the studio toward God. I know it would take a miracle to do that, but I am praying for a miracle. That you work a miracle at Zos, but that barring that, you continue to guide me and support me as you have. You continue to be with the community as they find what they want to play, what they want to enjoy. And Lord, I do thank you for making it possible to do this stream today. Lord Christ, I give you all glory for my channel and for this stream. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. All right. Thank you, Bloom. God bless you. God bless you, Breezy. And Poo Sprayer. My videos are required viewing. Make sure you tell the rest of the internet that. Yeah, amen, Breezy. Thanks, Christopher. All right. Yep, that's going to do it. Interesting day. I'm going to process my video, get that out this afternoon. Sanguine, you did not miss the part about crossplay because there was nothing about crossplay. They didn't mention it. Oh, well. Have a good one, you dweebs. Yeah, you too, Witty. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. God bless you all. I'll see you soon.